Welcome to Dr. Pam Unleashed, where we skip the gimmicks and get real about what helps pets actually thrive. I'm Dr. Pam, functional medicine vet, symptom decoder, and your guide to a vibrant, no BS pet care. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Dr. Pam Unleashed. I'm Dr. Pam, and today we are in off-leash territory. That's what I call it when I step outside of a series and just run wild. No curriculum, no roadmap, just something that's been sitting in my brain that I think you need to hear. And today, it's a good one. I want to start today with a question that I get asked more than almost anything else. Why are dogs sick so much sooner? Not old and sick, young and sick. 4-year-olds with cancer, 2-year-olds with autoimmune disease, IBD in dogs that haven't even hit middle age yet. I've been doing this a long time, and what I'm seeing now is genuinely different from what I was seeing even a decade ago. The disease landscape has shifted. The age of onset has shifted. And most people, pet owners and vets alike, are trying to figure out why. So am I, constantly. Which is why, not too long ago, I found myself sitting in a room full of MDs at a human functional medicine seminar, which, yes, I do on purpose because some of my best clinical ideas have come from people who are asking the exact same questions that I am, just in a different species. I was sitting in this seminar listening to a lecture on microplastics. Yeah, microplastics. About halfway through, I leaned over and said out loud, "Well, we're all going to die." People laughed, but I was mostly serious. It's not one thing, it's everything. Here's what makes the why question so hard to answer. There isn't just one reason dogs are getting sicker, younger. There's no single villain, not one thing you can point to and fix. It's microplastics. It's the cumulative toxic load from the environment they live in. It's the ultra-processed food that's been normalized as a complete and balanced diet. It's the EMF exposure. It's chronic stress, yes, in dogs. It's vaccine load. It's gut dysbiosis driving systemic inflammation. It's epigenetic expression shaped by everything from what their mother ate during pregnancies to what cleaning products you use in your house. Mom guilt, anyone? Heck, it's probably even chemtrails. All of it, together, compounding over time. And I'll tell you something that I find fascinating. One of my clients who recently lost her 4.5-year-old Golden to cancer had an expert come in and assess the EMF output in her home. What they found was genuinely eye-opening. Sure, that's outside the norm, but here's the thing. You can actually do something about that if you know to look for it. Think about it. That's one variable, one layer in a very complex picture. For every layer you can address, there are others you simply cannot control. You cannot single-handedly fix the water supply. You cannot negotiate with the atmosphere. And obsessing over the things you have no power over doesn't protect your dog, it just makes you crazy. Which brings me to why the overwhelm isn't just uncomfortable, it's actually getting in the way. The problem with chasing everything. When people feel overwhelmed by the size of the problem, one of two things happen. Either they shut down entirely, it's too much, so they do nothing, or they go the other direction and try to do everything at once. I'm seeing a lot of the second one right now. I had a client recently, and I say this with genuine compassion because I understand exactly how she got here, who was seeing 8 different vets, 8, for one dog. And none of them were agreeing, which makes sense because they each had a piece of the picture and none of them had the whole thing. So she's collecting opinions, cross-referencing protocols, trying to get a consensus that was never going to come. And meanwhile, her dog is still sick and she's completely exhausted. I had another client tell me she started her dog on a new supplement because, and I'm quoting directly here, the video on Facebook was really cute. Here's the thing about that. When a dog is eating a truly solid, nutritionally dense whole food diet, when their foundation is actually built, those gimmicky supplements don't even work the way the video promises. Because a body that's already getting what it needs doesn't respond to Band-Aids the same way a depleted body does. The foundation changes everything. But you can't build a foundation if you're constantly tearing up the floor to try something new. There's a quote I keep coming back to. You can do anything. You just can't do everything. Chasing every rabbit hole, implementing every protocol, collecting information from every source, that's not action, it's noise, and noise doesn't heal dogs. Parsing, the skill nobody talks about. What actually moves the needle is learning how to parse. Parsing, and I use this word intentionally, means sorting through the information, filtering what's relevant to this animal at this moment, and building a structure you can actually implement. It's not closing your eyes to rabbit holes, it's knowing which ones are worth going down right now and which ones can wait. It means focusing on what you can do, the best food you can get your hands on, the right supplements for this animal at this stage based upon actually what's going on. Living as cleanly as you reasonably can, reducing the toxic load where it's actually within your power to do so. Building the kind of preventative picture that catches problems before they become diagnoses. What you cannot do is spend all of your energy on what you cannot fix. That's a losing game, and it pulls you away from the things that actually matter. And here's what I noticed at that functional medicine seminar. The sharpest people in that room, regardless of their specialty or cutting-edge protocol, kept coming back to the same load-bearing fundamentals: nutrition, supplementation, making better choices. The whole environment of the individual in front of them, the same framework we use, but a different species. Because that's what good medicine looks like. You build the foundation, everything else layers in from there. You need a guide, and then you need to actually listen to them. The other piece, and I don't say this because it benefits me to say it, I say it because I watch what happens when it's missing, is that you need a guide, not a life coach, not a content creator, not a famous actress who recommends a specific pet food diet, not 8 veterinarians who've never spoken to each other, someone you can actually resonate with, who understands your animal's whole picture, who can help you parse through the noise, who can tell you what's relevant right now and what can wait. Someone who helps you build the structure and then helps you stay in it. And this part matters just as much. You actually have to do it all the way through, because you cannot evaluate something you only half tried. You cannot know if a protocol is working if you abandon it after 2 weeks because a different video caught your eye. Implementation isn't just starting something, it's staying with it long enough to see what it actually does. Because the rabbit holes are endless. There will always be something newer, something better, something else to try. And without an anchor, without a foundation, someone to help you hold it, and the commitment to actually follow through, you end up implementing nothing because you're chasing everything. So here's where I land on all of this. You can't control everything. The disease landscape has shifted, and pretending otherwise doesn't help anyone. But we're not helpless, not even close. Because here's what I keep thinking about. There's a window, especially with a puppy, where the foundation you lay matters more than almost anything else that comes after it. The decisions you make in those first few weeks and months sets a health trajectory. They either build resilience or they leave gaps. And a lot of disease I'm seeing in young dogs, it doesn't have to go that way. That's what's coming next. A series all about puppies, not just the adorable parts, but the real parts. How to choose the right dog. How to set them up nutritionally from day one. How to build the kind of foundation that actually holds up over a lifetime, no matter what the world throws at them. Because the best time to start is before there's a problem. And if you've ever sat across from a vet with news you weren't ready for and thought, I'd wish I'd known sooner, this series is for you. The overwhelm is real, but so is the solution. I'm Dr. Pam, functional medicine veterinarian and founder of Revitalizing Pet Care in Dallas-Fort Worth. If today's episode resonated with you and you're ready to stop chasing and start building, I've got something for you. The pocket guide for this episode is available exclusively through hero.fm. Finish the episode in the app and it unlocks automatically. It's a practical tool you can actually use the next time something shiny shows up in your feed. Until next time, keep asking why.